Hey, hey, hey. This is just a test. This is Sabrina. Hello. My sign name is this. It is the letter S for the sign smile, because I like to smile. Sometimes it's also this for laugh, smile, and laugh. Anyway, hi and hello. This channel is called Dancing Hands. Why did I call it that? Because when I sign, I feel like my hands are really graceful. Just really beautiful, graceful, and like they're dancing. Because they're smooth. It's not rough. So anyway, hi, hello. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, check. Okay, so again, this is just testing. Kind of get myself a little more comfortable in front of the screen. Ooh, really cool Doctor Who hat shirt, long sleeve. Okay. Anyway, my website is mysabrinad.net. mysabrinad.net. Because sabrinad.net was already taken. And I was trying so hard to figure out what I could name it, but still have that specific. So then I just simply come up with mysabrinad.net. So anyway, I have like 4 or 5 things I want to put under that umbrella of the website. First is Dancing Hands, where I like to sign music, sign songs. Second, it's all about unique thinking, like just organizing information. Like, for example, in math, you see math formatted in 2 different ways. Up and down, which has been called the hamburger way, and then left to right, which has been called the hot dog way. I'm a teacher. Most people can do mental math just fine when the numbers are going left to right, when it's the hot dog way. I can't do mental math very easily when it's like that. I can do mental math with a lot higher numbers when they're up and down, the hamburger way. It's just the way my brain organizes information. It's just how it's wired to organize information. Okay? It's kind of like when you have folders and you need to categorize different things you need to save in those folders. It might be based on company. It might be based on what kind it is, whether it's utility, housing, child, whatever. Or if it's the way your mind organizes information, it could simply be based on the time frame of, the time span of it is, like from such a year to such a year, or my child, like your life before your child, your life when your child was a baby, your life when your child is school-aged, and so on. Or it could be organized based on where you lived, based on location. This is the information that occurred during house number 1. This information occurred during house number 2, and so on. Just different ways of organizing the information. This is no different. So yeah, it is, I think I'm going to name it this really cool name, this really cool Swahili word for, what was it, different thinking. I think that's what I called it. Whatever the Swahili word is, I can't remember what it is right now. It's not top of my head. So then the third one is having to do with English, the English language, grammar, idioms, homophones and homonyms, what the difference is between those two, what they mean, homonyms and homophones, what they mean. I call that word Play-Doh, wordplay and then Play-Doh. Because I like to take words and just play with them as if it was Play-Doh. So yeah, idioms, what they mean, where they come from, ones that I found that were interesting that I just wanted to share. Another one is supporting people with depression, mental health. Of course, what every good mental health website needs is a way for people to get help when they need it in emergency. So of course I'm going to have a part that includes that. The helpline, the text helpline, which is possible, by the way, phone or text. So people don't feel alone. I don't have a name for that yet. It was CDIR, CDIR. It was stood for Covering Depression in Respect, and I don't think that quite fits. So I need to change it to something else. Maybe, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll see what the Swahili word is for hope, or life, or together, or not alone, something like that. Okay, so dancing hands, word Play-Doh, unique thinking, and depression. Then the fifth one is, I call it lost in print. I came across a book or two that I really like, but I couldn't find an audio read aloud for that book. It's not really available on YouTube, not really done on Audible or something like that, maybe because it's not cost effective, maybe there's not been much of a demand for it, so it would not have been worth the money, whatever. So I want to do that. Case in point, there's this really awesome book I really liked growing up, called The Woman in the Wall, about a really shy girl who gets so shy she actually goes into the wall and lives in the wall. She doesn't really have much contact with her mom or her sister. I think there's only one sister. I don't think there's two. Maybe there is two. I can't remember her name. I think the first name is Patrice. First name is Patrice, I think. I can't remember the last name. So yeah, lost in print. So that's 5 different parts that I eventually want to be part of my website. I'm thinking, maybe when I retire, maybe, whatever, just put it out there. And again, it's all part of mySerenity.net. So every couple of years, I would get the passion for this again and find a really inexpensive way of getting my domain name and getting a web host and doing it. In different years, I have different times, I have different levels of success. And the further along I go. During this whole thing, of course, I've been keeping track of any idioms, any really cool homonyms or homophones that I come across that are really neat. So I gather information so that when I'm ready to put together the website, I have that information right there. But in the meantime, I just do whatever inspiration hits. My ADHD brain is crazy. It just is crazy. Yeah, so. Okay. I just talked for 18 and a half minutes. I'll see you next time. I'm just going to go ahead and just post this and see what happens. Bye. See you next time.